What's up, guys? Back with another video. I got the Ryobi vacuum and some spray. I'm about to clean up the seat. I forgot to bring a towel when I picked my son up from rowing. Alright, I got it vacuumed. Now I gotta get a towel and wipe this stuff up. The high yield stuff. I know it's so dumb for someone my age because I'm still young. Like, I'm only 40. But I hate saying that. I don't like being 40. I can remember like being younger and thinking like it's gonna be so weird when I say I'm 40. But no, so what I was saying was I was thinking about the high yield stuff because I was thinking, man, if I did want security, I know it really depends on what you want to do. It's like, do you want to grow your money? I know the game of growing the money, like investing in more stuff like VGT and VOO and growing it more over the long term and then investing in income later on. But I kind of like the idea of the income because I just like the idea of, that's my whole, I don't really want to experience having more money coming in than I spend when I'm older. I kind of want to like have that now. You know what I mean? Like for peace of mind. But I guess if you have your money in like VOO or VGT, you have that because you can always sell some shares. I just don't like the idea of having to sell shares for income because, well, I guess the thing is I'm not going to need the income right now, but I don't like the idea of selling shares for income because you don't know what's going to be going on with the market. Like, what if the market's way down and you're like, oh, I got to sell some shares for income. So who knows? It's all really timing. What if you retire and like the first couple years, and you know, if you retire, it's the first couple years of your retirement and the market crashes and you pull a bunch out, like you do the 4% rule stuff. If you do that and you just happen to retire at the time when there's a massive market crash, it sets you back like the amount of years you can live off your income drastically. Where if you're in dividend growth stocks and they're ones that don't cut their dividend in a recession or have been consistently increasing it or maintaining its payout ratio, then you don't have to worry about that. So that's another thing. But I know I'm not retired. I'm just talking about all this stuff because I like it. Well, there's the 993. Just chilling. Wonder how much that neon sign is costing me in electricity. I just leave it lit up so when I pull in it says don't quit, or when I leave the house. And I like the way the neon light looks on the 993. Who knows? Thanks for watching. I know this channel's not that interesting. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. All right. Man, I got spots all over this car. I don't know if you can see them. Look at this. I got to get them off of there, dude. Oh my gosh. All these microfibers I got. All right, I got this spray. I got rid of the smell in the seats. Now I'm going to spray this stuff on here. Tomorrow it's going to just look all horrible with spots everywhere and lines because I can't see what I'm doing. Man, I should get some LED lights in the garage. That'd be cool. Oh, that looks nicer. Oh no, I can still see the spots. I need a paint correction. Man, what was that? Tar? I don't know what I went through, but there's spots everywhere. It's like I went through a puddle full of syrup. That's what it looks like. They're like not coming off. I don't know if you can see them. Or maybe it was just some kind of dirty water and I left it on there too long. Oh boy. Well, most people wouldn't even post this because they wouldn't want to hear everybody make fun of them for ruining their 911. But I'm going to post it just for fun so you guys can leave all these comments making me feel bad about myself. Whew. Dude, it's been a long day. I'm ready to go inside and eat. I've skipped the gym 2 days in a row. Tomorrow I'm going. Like, no joke, those spots won't come off. I don't know if you can see them. Hold on, let me see if I can try to show them. You see them? You see those spots? Look like a cheetah. See those spots? Look. They literally won't come off. See them? See them? I read that you got to use vinegar and water. Who knows? I'm going to get this thing paint corrected, but damn, that sucks. From a distance, you can't tell, but up close, you can really tell. Let me know if you guys know. Shout out to the one guy who sent me the DM saying if I send my car to him, he'll do a paint correction for free. Man, I really appreciate that. I would do it, but to ship it to you, it's going to be like $3 grand. So I might as well just get the paint correction here. But I really appreciate it. But my buddy Vito, that's what he does. He's actually wrapping her X7 again. I just ordered all the material. Well, he ordered it. I just gave him the deposit. So I'll have, maybe we'll do that car, then we'll do this. Then I'm doing paint correction ceramic coat on this. I'm actually not going to PPF it. I'm just going to do paint correction and ceramic coat. Probably do the same thing with this. Well, I got to fix the front lip first. We got lots of stuff we got to do. We got to fix the door. This is why you don't want to have nice things. Then you got to worry about them. If you just have regular stuff, you don't have to worry about them. It's so much less stress. Whew. Can we get a break? Can we get a break? Psych, I did this to myself. I got all this stuff. You think we can make it under the garage door without raising it up? Watch us pull it in and it's like across the roof. I want to bring it in there because I want to put the windows down after I clean this seat. It smells a little weird. That's the last time I forget a towel. I have a mini split. Maybe I ought to turn the mini split on. Get a little airflow up in here. Oh, I forgot. We got to fix the damaged bumper too. I'm a little tired, but I still got more stuff to do, baby. We got to get dialed in. We're still not dialed in. You guys are starting to realize, you're starting to realize watching this channel, I think this guy might be a little crazy. Who knows? Maybe I am. I don't know. Yeah, we got to go move some furniture. I don't know. Should we jump in the pool? That's what I need to do. I need to turn that hot tub on. The moon's out. Man, I just realized that the light in the hot tub's out. You know, these lights, it's just ridiculous. There's only one light lit right now. This pool has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights, 7, 8. 8 lights. It's $5 grand for them to come change those lights. Isn't that nuts? I was like, dude, give me the website where the lights are and a snorkel. I'll change the lights. It's $5 grand. He said it's a pool guy who's watching this will probably know. He said it's all one harness. I think that's what he said. He's probably lying. Did I tell you guys we got a cat? I haven't picked it up yet. I was just talking to my wife and she said it's from the sprinkler. That's what's on the car. We were in the gym parking lot and the sprinkler came on and I waited all day to remove it. Man, hopefully it'll come off. I was reading online, it says to use white vinegar mixed with water. But the reason I hopped on here is check out this 997 turbo. This thing is so nice. It's in France though, but look at it. I'm going to throw it up on the screen. What's up, guys? I know you probably shouldn't bring your work into the bedroom, but when you're in building mode, this is what you got to do. So while we're chilling, I'm working. But it's not even work, it's fun. We're creating something. All right, so today I was really negative, but I made a bunch of adjustments, and now we're getting it dialed in a little bit. New customer acquisition cost is way too high. My blended is actually kind of high. That's the blended CPA. That's the cost to acquire a customer across all the marketing efforts, like paid advertising plus email. I've spent $3,200 on ads today. We've made $12,000 and we're at $1,000 profit. We lost a bunch of club members. That's because I got to get my Zapier fixed. I use the Zapier to send the club members over to Klaviyo so I can exclude them from all the regular marketing campaigns. But I thought I'd just come on here and show you guys. So things are starting to trend the other way. We'll see what happens. What is up, guys? Brand new day. It is time to wake up, drink coffee, and get back in action. I got the business getting dialed back in yesterday. Remember I showed you guys it was like 1,600 at night. Well, I woke up, it was 2,600 profit. So we're getting things cranking. Now it's time to scale, little by little. I like to scale like 10% twice a week or 5% 3 times a week. Well, I skipped the gym 2 days in a row, but February 11th, all right, guys, getting the day started, getting in the 992, taking my kids to school. There's the 993. The temp tag expired, so I can't drive it. I got the other temp tag, I got to put it on it, but we're just running from one place to the next, so I don't have time. I got to get the hard tag for it. Got me here one time. Actually, this is why I had to have the tint taken off the X5M. I made that turn and I stomped it, not thinking I'm in a school zone. I would just speed up to 45. I made the turn and I stomped it and I sped up to 45, but they got me because the speed limit's 15 right here. And then I had the tint because I bought the car with like limo tint on it. So I had to get the tint taken off, and I'm getting way off topic. But what I'm saying is, when you think like, what's the initial investment to get in e-commerce? I have no clue what the initial investment is because it depends on how many products you want to sell, how big you want to go, how much your ad campaign wants to be. There's no rules to any of this stuff. So that's why when you see me sitting up late at night and I'm sitting on the laptop, it's not the product. That's the thing. It's not 100% the product you're selling, because we have multiple different products and some do well and some do bad, all at different times. And it really all depends on the structure of the funnel. That's really the most important thing. You got to have a product that has decent quality, because if you don't have if you have a product that's going to like turn people's like necks green or something, you're not going to sell a whole lot and you're going to have a hard time combating negative reviews. But if you have a decent product that's a decent, good quality, that's your main focus, whatever it is. You know, if you're selling an electronic desk fan, make sure the fan works for longer than a couple months, so they don't say this fan sucks, it just stopped working after a month. You know, just quality first, I'd say, with the product. Second, I'd say it's not 100% about the product. I know everybody says like, I'm trying to find a product these markets are all saturated, this and that. I'll tell you right now, there are things that you can do in tactics and the ways you can sell and the way you can orchestrate your funnel and the way you can acquire customers at a lower cost than your competitors that separates you. The name of the game is really just average order value minus customer acquisition cost. And then how do you scale that? That's the name of the game, really. And then that's just like in the front office. Behind the scenes, you got to make sure you have very high quality customer service. You treat your customers like they're your mom's best friend. That's what I do. That's my saying. I tell them, treat these people like this is my mom's best friend and she told her to come buy from our store. That's how you treat everybody. And then you have to make sure you fulfill your orders quickly, accurately. And then you have to make sure that you figure out a way to get those people that had a good experience the first time to come back and buy a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. So it's really average order value minus customer acquisition cost, and then focus on lifetime value. Once you know your lifetime value, then you know your customer acquisition cost, and you can scale it. And if you don't know how to figure out your lifetime value, it's very easy. Total customers divided by total orders. Order amount. So total customers divided by total revenue. Total order amount, like revenue. That's your lifetime value. And if you want to get real nerdy, you can subtract your cost of goods sold and all that stuff to really determine how much you can spend to figure out your margins. But to be dead honest, I never got obsessed with the like scaling margins. I only just looked at amount spent and amount made and lifetime value, and the amount I had in the bank account, and I just had this like sixth science, like beautiful mind going on, where I would just scale it, and I would just, if I knew the bank accounts is below a certain amount, I'd turn it down if I need to, I'd pause it if I have to. I may not be answering his question, but what I'm trying to get across is there's no like initial investment number, because I don't know, are you going to buy $107 digital rings that do something on your finger that track your, or are you buying 1,000 cat necklaces? I don't know what you're buying, to sell. And then I don't know what you want to invest in for how much you want to spend on your campaigns. Lucid, I know you're probably saying, well, that's why I'm asking. I want you to say, like, I want to know, like, how much should I, or what's the average? But there are no rules is what I'm getting at. There are no rules. So you want to make sure you have a little bit of money to put into Facebook ads. You can't just put like $10 and turn it on. It's just, if you can't acquire a customer for $10, you're not going to probably get any traction whatsoever. You need to give it enough money for it to go out there and try to find people. It's just like if you think of these things as employees. They're all just like employees. If you hired a brand new employee and you said, I have these flyers, okay? I want you to go hand these flyers out. I'm going to give you $5 to go hand these out. Do you think you're going to get a lot of people calling you? No. If you're like, dude, I got $500 I'm going to pay you today. I want you to hand these flyers out. He just throws them in a dumpster and he's drinking a Red Bull behind a 7-Eleven. Billy, where's the flyers? Where's my $500? But you get what I'm saying. You need to give it some money so it wants to go out and work for you. Because if you don't, he's just going to be behind the 7-Eleven smoking Camel Lights, drinking a Rockstar.
Hi there, what can we get started for you?
Hi, can I have a grande pike place with cream and 3 stevia?
Grande pike, please, with cream and 3 stevia. Anything else?
And a cup of water.
Of course.
Oh, and a protein bar, please? Like one of those peanut butter protein bars?
Yeah. Do you just want the plain peanut butter one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty. What's the FJ?
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was my grandma voice. My brother and I always joke around. Does anybody have a grandma voice? They're like your normal person out in society, but then when you see your grandma, your grandmother, you're like, hey, hi, grandma. You turn, all of a sudden, you just shell up into this little boy. Hey, grandma. It's like, hi, can I have a cream and 3 stevia? I feel like sometimes when I watch the videos back, I'm like, damn, I had the grandma voice when I was ordering coffee. So if it was 100% the product, for example, if it was 100% just the product, like, okay, this guy has some winning product and that's how he made money online. If it was that, why was I negative for like 2 months straight? Do you get what I'm saying? It's not just the product. Because why was I negative? And then why did I just work a total of maybe 36 hours in like 3 days? Maybe 3.5 days, probably 30 hours in 3 days I worked. Like you guys saw me working at the Barnes & Noble, and I worked at night, like maybe 3 or 4 hours each night. I worked those hours, and then now it's turned. Now I'm in the green. It's more than just the product. You have to sit down and you have to look at, like, for one of the things I figured out was I wasn't collecting enough on shipping. So I had to pay that shipping. All the money I made from the sale of the product, $400,000 to $500,000 of that last year came out for me to cover shipping costs because I didn't have my shipping threshold at a high enough number because I was focused so much on conversion rate. And it used to work because shipping was $2, but now it's $4.25. So now I had to make changes. So I made the changes, and now we're ticking up. We did 24. I said 2,600 earlier. It was 2,400. But I want to see. I'm not even scaled up, dude. I want to get this scaled up. My issue is once I start scaling, once I find something, once I find the setup where I'm like, okay, we're dialed. That's why I always say dialed in, dude, because it really is dialing it in. Once I find the setup and I'm dialed in, there's my buddy Chris. Oh, I want to talk to him. Hey, I didn't see. You guys subscribe to his channel. Can I tell him your channel?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to spell it to him and tell it to him. I didn't see the videos, though.
So my personal account, for some reason, has a channel attached to it.
Yeah?
I'm going to go to your latest
Okay, do that, then I'll mention it. All right, man, see ya. So guys, that's the guy from the gym that I was telling you I was talking to in the locker room. His name's Chris Stape, S-T-A-P-E. He's a good dude. He's already lost 200 pounds. Dude, it's insane. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's somebody like you can watch him and get inspired by. So we started talking. I was like, see, I like the way he operates. I was even telling my wife, because I mentioned to him, dude, you should start a YouTube channel. You would inspire a lot of people. He's like, yeah. He's like, I know. He's like, you want to know the funny thing? I'm like, what? He's like, I'm a video editor. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I do it all for my church and everything, and I'm a video editor. So he knows the game. So, but listen to this. It was like 2 days later. He's like, I got 8 videos ready to post. I got 5 more in the clutch. I was like, damn, dude. So that's what I'm getting at is he just like jumped on it. You know what I mean? He was like, I'm doing it. Shout out to my buddy Matt. He's doing it too. He's been posting too on YouTube. Check out Zans 340i. XAND 340i. He started posting too. He's got BMW and car stuff. Check it out. You'll probably like it. But I'm gonna put Chris's channel up on the video, either later this video or later when he tags me. Nice and foggy outside. It's weird. It just got foggier. But if you guys are watching and you're like, I want to start an e-commerce thing, or I want to start something, just start. The only way you're gonna do, make any kind of like progress is just doing. You're not gonna make the progress by thinking about it and thinking about it. You gotta just do. Even if you don't have the roadmap, just start. Just go on Shopify and download and just opt into the free trial and just start. Like, just go in there and start tinkering around. And if you're like, I don't know what to do, go to ChatGPT or go to YouTube and type in how to create a Shopify store, or how to build a Shopify theme. You just, like, literally, it's not just to start, just to get the framework. I'm gonna make a video, I promise. I just haven't had time to sit down and do it with the screen recording where no one's at the house and like no one's screaming in the background, and I'm just trying to figure out a time to do it. Whenever I try to do it when I'm at Barnes & Noble or Starbucks, the Wi-Fi is horrible. It doesn't work. When I say start, I mean just go on Shopify, start the free trial, and then just go in there, go down on the left-hand side. Once you start the free trial, you're going to see on the left-hand side, you're going to see a whole bunch of menu options. Go down to the one that says Online Store. Click Online Store. And once you click in there, you're going to see on the main page, it's going to open up a picture of your theme, and your theme's going to be blank. It's going to have some fake, some words, just like some basic stuff, just fake that came like as default. And then just click Customize or click Themes, and you can go to the theme store and you can look at different themes. There's free themes, and just play around in there and just mess around in there. Check out these duplexes. I used to always look at them. He's got 1, 2, 3. They're for rent still. 1, 2, 3. Each one's a duplex. 4, 5. There's 10 units right here. No, 6. 12 units. That'd be nice to have. Well, I don't know. They all got separate roofs and separate addresses. Oh, that's a house. So he's got 10. Oh, no, that's a duplex. He's got 12. I don't know what it is, if I've gotten lazy or complacent, but real estate doesn't excite me like it used to. Like stuff like that used to really excite me. I'd look online and I'd be all excited about, I'd look at the prices. I'd be looking around the country at real estate. I was looking in Oklahoma. I don't know why I landed on Oklahoma. First it was Alabama, and then Alabama kind of blew up. I was looking around Huntsville, Alabama, because NASA's there, and I found like a bunch of multifamilies that I liked there. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take a trip there and go look at them. And then I got, I just dreamed like everybody else. I was just dreaming. And then I started looking at Oklahoma because it looked so inexpensive. And then when I started thinking about it more and more, I'm like, dude, I'm just dollar cost averaging VOO, VGT, SCHD, a little crypto, a little quantum, and I'm just going to focus on the business. And then I'm not taking trips to Oklahoma to go find some house that I got to find somebody to live in. Man, it is foggy. Looks like some Goosebumps type stuff. That little doll's about to pop out. That little talking ventriloquist doll. So you guys want to know my new setup? I don't know if I'm doing it yet because I want to sit down on Simply Safe Dividends and look at the yield. But you already knew I was doing this before. I talked about it. So remember I told you that I love to have half SCHD, half VGT. If you watch one of my older videos, I show like a bunch of charts and information. And I show like I back test it against the S&P 500. It beats the S&P 500 every single year. But what's interesting about it is not only does it beat the S&P 500 even after taxes on the dividend, because SCHD pays a little higher dividend than VOO, but VGT's dividend grows like a growth dividend, because VGT, all the dividend paying stocks inside VGT are growing fast. They're companies like Apple, Microsoft. So they're actually like dividend growth stocks in a weird way, but the yield is very tiny. But by having VGT with SCHD, you're not killing your dividend yield growth. It's still accelerated. It's still higher than the average. But what's beautiful about it is VGT and SCHD together, it makes a higher yield than just VOO by itself. Now, I'm not recommending this for anybody. I'm just saying this is my personal setup that I like. So the more that I look, the more I know when I go to bed at night, I think to myself, oh, I got all this SCHD. I'm probably going to miss out on all these big, massive gains from the big tech companies inside of VOO. And I'm going to miss out on all the small and mid-cap tech that's inside VGT and the large cap tech in VGT. And I think, oh, why am I holding just SCHD? And then I do the math and I'm like, oh, but I'll have a decent amount of income when I retire. But I thought, why not have the best of both worlds? Have the low drawdown, low beta of SCHD. If you guys aren't familiar with that, drawdown is the amount the stock drops when a market declines, and beta is the volatility. So S&P 500's beta would be 1. SCHD is like 0.86. So I get the slightly lower beta, but VGT has a higher beta because VGT has some mid and small cap tech in it, so it's a little more volatile than VOO. But it balances it out, and it gives you like a beta similar to VOO, but you get a yield higher than VOO, and it grows faster than VOO, and you get exposure to more risky tech that could, it declines more in a market decline, but it increases more in a market bull market. So I really like SCHD and VGT. So for example, some of my quantum has climbed up. I've had 100K in quantum, each one. I have Rigetti, D-Wave, and IonQ. I have 100K in each one. Now Rigetti is these quantum stocks that I have, they've already 1,000x'd. They were 20,000 when I bought them. They went to 200,000, 300,000, some of them. I sold off 200 or about 150,000 off each one. That's how I got the 993. Now, what I'm holding, I'm just letting sit, and I'm going to let that compound. I'm not touching it. I'm holding it for 5 to 10 years. But what I want to do is, all that cash I have, I might just take my cash position to 5%, and I might buy the rest VGT, because right now I have a lot of SCHD. And I'm going to do 50-50 VGT, SCHD, and I'm going to do the rest quantum and the rest crypto. And that's it. I set it and forget it. I'm not buying any more crypto. I'm not buying any more quantum. And I'm just going to dollar cost average into VGT and SCHD. And you know what ChatGPT told me? ChatGPT told me, if the quantum 10x's, take 20 to 30% of it off, take it off the top and buy SCHD. It didn't tell me to buy VGT, because it said this is over 5 to 7 years. As you start getting older and you want to have more income. Then when VGT starts to go up, if VGT, for example, goes up 30%, 40% over time, it told me to take some VGT off the top and put it in SCHD. So SCHD is where I'm going to put everything for my income strategy. SCHD has a set formula, criteria. If the stocks don't meet the criteria, they get removed. If other ones do meet it, they get added. So it has a criteria. So similar to VOO, where the top 500 companies in the US, and if one of them's not the top anymore and it falls out, what is up with this light? We've been sitting here a long time, haven't we? If the top 500 companies, if one of them falls out, one of them gets removed, another one replaces it. It's criteria, a certain amount of free cash flow, a certain amount of return on equity, a certain amount of years that they've had to increase their dividend, a certain amount of years they've had to have a payout without an interruption for their dividend, a certain market cap, so they're all large cap blue chip stocks. So there's certain criteria. So new ones can come in over time and other ones can fall out. So that's why I like SCHD too for the long term for income. So that's my strategy. And if you want to get real specific with it, some people make their core VOO. Like if you're really young, just go all VOO. Don't do any of this stuff. And then as you get older, maybe you add a little VGT or SCHD. Or maybe if you're young, you just go VGT. No, you don't. I don't know. I don't know what to recommend. This is not financial advice. I don't want to recommend something because no one knows what's the best thing. Like, for example, in my son's account, I have half VOO and half VGT, and he's 15. And the VOO is crushing the VGT in the account. I was surprised. He bought his VOO a little earlier, but the VOO is like up 100 and some percent over time, and his VGT is up like I think 40%. So you don't know what's going to be the better way to go. So part of me thought maybe do 25, 25, 25. 25 SCHD, 25 VOO, 25 VGT, and then my quantum. The issue with that for me is when it comes to dollar cost averaging, every time I go to put money in, I'm like, which one do I add to? If none of them are in the red, if none of the unrealized, if any of them have unrealized gains that are in the red, I always add to those. That's just the way I've always done it. If none of them have unrealized gains, sometimes I don't add, which that's not good to do. I should just keep adding. But a lot of times I just wait till the unrealized gains in the red again and then I add. But don't listen to me. The better way to do it is just dollar cost average with a system. You don't put any emotion in it. You don't look for red. You just buy the same amount every month or every week or every day if you want, whatever it is, how you want to set it up. I'm sure there's pros and cons to the way you're going to do it, but that's a different video. Dollar cost averaging. I'm saying different video, like another channel, because maybe there's some other better advice than I can give you. So, all right, guys, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. We got a new day, baby. Let's freaking go.